Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Inside of the Hive, the show where we pull back the curtain on people, projects, and ideas shaping Autotroph. Autotroph are the people behind projects such as Superhive, CG Cookie, Orange Turbine, and the Beacons, the Blender conferences that we host here in North America. Today, particularly, we're talking about Superhive, though, the independent Blender market. And I'm Wes Burke, co-founder of Autotroph with my partner, Jonathan Williamson. But today I'm kicking things off with someone who kind of knows this place inside and out, Maurer, who is our director of product, our director of operations. Do we give you any other hats or is that it?
That's not enough. It's not enough. I'll take more. Yeah, happy to help however I can. But thank you, Wes. It's exciting to be here.
Very cool. If you want to just go a quick intro a little bit about, some of your experience, how did you come to Autotroph and what did you do prior to this?
Prior to this, yeah, I've been with Autotroph for a little over 3 years now. So you and I got acquainted several years ago. I was already acquainted with your business partner, Jonathan Williamson. I spent some time actually working in a different open source software industry with Jonathan's twin brother, Pippin. And that's how, yeah, he does have an identical twin. And those two guys, they're pretty similar and great people. So I worked for Pippin for a little while at his software company. And that's how I originally got acquainted with Jonathan a long time ago. I don't know, probably 10 years ago by this point. And we were, well acquainted over the years, and then got to meet the both of you back in 2022 must have been, and talk about what you were trying to do.
We were so young back then, right?
I know. Oh gosh, all the dreams and the hopes that we had at the time. But yeah, it's been a great journey coming. Before this, I spent a lot of time running some of my own companies, working at different software companies, and spending most of my time in open source, not really in the Blender ecosystem, but in other places that are very essentially similar communities with similar values and business models and people and so on. Making a lot of software, doing a lot of marketing, and yeah, a lot of different things. Yeah, I don't know. We've done some things. It's been a journey. It's been a journey to get here, but it's been a wonderful experience working at Autotroph and getting to know the Blender community and the whole CG industry. And
yeah, that's why I love some of your past
very
experience with WordPress. Some of the similarities. We talk a lot internally and externally about some of the parallels between the two communities and kind of what they can learn from each other.
Sure.
Very cool. So, with everyone, if you're just joining us, we're trying something new with this. I don't know if this is going to be a podcast, blog post, future selves. We'll kind of look back and decide what this might be. But basically, we're looking to have real conversations with what people are working on with Autotroph and kind of maybe dive into some of the why, what's challenging, some of the excitement too, some of the things that we're sharing. So instead, this started from me asking Kyle, hey, we do a product update for a blog post? And we said, well, why don't we try something different and get on a call and talk and record it? And no polish, no scripts, just us sharing the inside stuff, what's happening here at Superhive. So I think one of the big things that a lot of people are here for, right? They will maybe want to see, maybe highlight some of the key things that we maybe have shipped recently or what it might matter for creators. So on superhivemarket.com, some quick things that kind of come to mind.
Yeah. And maybe if I may, like some comment on kind of a little bit how we arrived at this scenario and the makeup of like this team that is contributing changes to the Superhive market site. We have historically, like, this site is now 11 years old. So it's been around a long time. Ancient. That's so old. So we've been working on it for a few years, and for a lot of that time, it was maintained by a pretty small team. Like most of those years, we're talking like a single developer who has been doing overwhelming contributions to the site to fix bugs and expand the feature set and support it and so on. Last year, at the beginning of last year, we really dramatically expanded that team. Now we're a team of 5 developers plus myself, and with that change,
with the team on Autotroph, right? I mean,
it is now.
We've invested a lot of people resources and just recognizing that's where a lot of the value comes from.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad you said investment, because that's kind of what we considered. We thought, like, we look at the future of all the opportunities that we have. One of the biggest things we can do is invest a lot more into development, and the Superhive platform especially is something with enormous potential. There's a lot of need that's scaling up. The creators have a lot of different needs and requests. We want to be able to fulfill those, so we need a bigger team. We invested in that, and the results have been fantastic. So before that, it was a struggle to fix a simple bug and add any kind of feature. Now we're cruising. We're shipping new releases all the time, all kinds of features going out. So this has been a really big year for us, adding a whole bunch of things. And I was hoping to talk through. So you were asking maybe about recent stuff specifically.
Yeah, there's something maybe that comes to mind, and we can kind of bounce around to even some of the little nuance fixes, because I think a lot of people are watching and we understand that when we're releasing stuff all the time, some of that is just infrastructure, some of that's security, some of that's under the hood that maybe customers or creators might not feel or see, but things that are happening. So maybe kind of touch on some of these, maybe recently that someone might not be aware of or be excited to know that it's there.
Yeah, there's some interesting things that have gone on this year, and we've worked on everything you said. We've released like some very noteworthy flagship customer and creator facing features. So like the big flashy stuff that everyone sees and kind of changes the platform. We've worked on a lot of invisible stuff as well. Some things have been admin improvements that have helped our staff to better support creators or improve the product moderation process we could talk through. Some have been infrastructure improvements to improve the stability of the site and improve our ability to advance it in the future and accomplish future goals. And some of it has been security related. That's been a new focus this year. Maybe one of those more invisible things.
In the spring,
not to mention the rebrand, just
not
some
to
little
mention
thing that we
renaming the project, right?
the whole thing. Yeah, that was no big thing. That's just we changed the logo, right?
Yeah, there's no night sweats at all involved.
Right. That really was a big project, actually. Years in the making, and a lot invested in that to accomplish the transition from Blender Market to Superhive. But it went really well this year. So with regard to like some of the lesser known things, more invisible things, I'd probably put a spotlight on a lot of the security related efforts that we've made this year. A lot of that is very under the hood, very visible to our team, invisible to the rest. So when you go a lot of time and your inbox does not get, your inbox on Superhive does not get flooded with harmful spam and dangerous messages, and you don't get a lot of spam comments and reviews on your products, and there aren't a lot of exploits of user accounts. That's kind of like invisible, but the only reason that is not happening, it's not because no one's trying, it's because our team has been diligently working to try and implement safeguards and response mechanisms and a lot of automations and restrictions to combat those attacks. So one of the more noteworthy occurrences this year that we've had to battle with was very targeted attacks against our platform. These were not just generic
scrapers kind of doing a thing, right? It was
There were very specific third parties who targeted our site specifically and crafted very creative solutions to attempt to circumvent some of the measures that we had, get into creator inboxes, put phishing messages out to a lot of users, to take over a lot of user accounts and attempt to use them for nefarious purposes. Superhive was singled out and attacked specifically by some clearly hardworking but nefarious actors who worked to try and understand our platform and program solutions specifically for ours to try and get in. And we responded as quick as we can with all of our team. A lot of this happened early in the spring. We're talking like March and into May, April into May, and thousands and thousands. We've stopped at this point. Our automated systems have stopped about 7,000 different spam messages since then. We've had to recover a lot of user accounts in that process. So
and in
a lot of the work
case, it wasn't, it was through some, phishing attempts. So someone would pretend to be us and then email a creator, and then they would believe them, and then basically, hand over credentials type of thing, or reset credentials that would allow them to take over. And that's something I think we did see hit on some other marketplace platforms as well,
Right.
which is a really
Right.
great kind of testament to this community, is that we had very open conversations with other platforms to try to collaborate and do this, and ultimately ended up with decent countermeasures. I always kind of laugh a little bit with like, part of me can be like, well, that was creative, that was pretty intuitive, and then there's always the countermeasure to the nefarious person, and then just the endless battle continues, unfortunately,
Right.
because that detracts a lot of our resources and our time and energy to help create more helpful tools or just better support for our creators and customers on the platform. So there's a bummer to that, but obviously something we're happy to do and kind of proud to do, to try to make a safe place for creators and customers to connect.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm proud of how we responded to and the measures that we put. I think the platform is better off from it. I think we learned a lot from this process. It was great to communicate with other file distribution platforms in the Blender community to see how they were being attacked as well. And just like you said, we furthered those relationships. I think we've even had conversation directly with the Blender Foundation to edify them about the creative like Blender exploits that were being distributed through our platform, or attempts at distributing Blender specific
Yeah.
exploits that were custom developed.
It's that whole notion, you are not alone.
Right.
So yeah, so if anyone feels that, if you're feeling like you're alone, I'm battling this by myself, it's
Yeah.
okay to break down some barriers and reach out for and see if other people, and we found out everyone was. So that's really cool.
Right. It was really interesting. That was something that kept some of us working over the weekend and a
Right.
lot of our resources and attention for a bunch of time. But since then, our countermeasures have been very effective, and we've had very few occurrences of anything that we had to respond to.
Yeah, I love it. I think even what we're finding as a team, because we're still a small team, we're still, it's funny, we're almost 15, 17 years in, and I still consider ourselves a bootstrapped startup team, figuring it out as we go. But I am really impressed to see, as we mature as a group, these kind of things, there's opportunity in crisis where we are creating new processes and having a lot of guidelines to help the future versions of ourselves and creators and customers. Just like they are, we're learning and working to always put our best foot forward. So, I mean, some of the, obviously, very kind of stressful thing. Beyond some of the nuances underneath the hood that people have not been aware of, what's a bit more front facing that you guys have worked on?
So there's a couple things that are pretty noteworthy, I think, both for customers and creators alike. Some people may know that we have done some experiments with bundles in recent memory. And we started in 2024, trying out a couple of different bundles, some through CG Cookie, some through Superhive, and learned a lot from that process. It was very clear that the customer response was really strong. And so we leaned even more into that this year with a couple more experiments, learned even more, refined the vision that we had for how bundles could play into this marketplace in the future, because it's an interesting equation. How can we kind of like combine and join together disparate offerings from a variety of sellers on the platform? And so we figured out effective ways to accomplish this and ensure that everyone is fairly compensated for the sales of these bundles. And we developed a pretty sophisticated feature set for assembling new bundles. And so now we are well equipped to start doing a lot of product bundles in the future. And there are a few small examples of this on the site presently, but it's something that we are really turning up the dial on right now, and really like pushing the limits of our imagination of what small to large, simple to complex bundles could exist on Superhive, and trying to find ways to satisfy a variety of different use cases for product bundles. And this is something that I think is going to be a big turning point for Superhive in the future.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would agree, Kyle. It's a great. Uh, Maybe are you able to screen share, just kind of showing maybe an example of a bundle? And while you're looking that up, I kind of would make a point of talking too, because I think a lot of people, when they hear about a marketplace creating new features to sell this, sell that, and sell that, there's a lot of maybe too much attention on like, oh, there's trying to sell more things, and in the end, Autotroph's mission, why we do this, why we've been doing this, is to kind of foster and elevate creatives in the Blender community. So we really want to see our creators and customers be successful. So kind of our obligation is to try to create platforms, to create ways that those two can connect and be sustainable. So as you create an add-on and you decide that this is something that you want to do initially as a hobby, and maybe you want to do freelance as a side hustle, now moonlighting, now I wonder if I can maybe do this full time. Those are the things that a driving why that we're trying, some of the reasoning behind some of these features. So if we see something that might work that is a win-win for customers, I might be able to bundle or get certain products that I'm looking for together at maybe a lower gate fee that allow me to be more successful. And creators are getting exposed to more customers that might be able to support them and what they do as a service to create these products and assets for them. But this is just another vessel that we're trying to explore with everybody to do.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm sharing right now one example of a bundle that we published recently. It's for a specific creator, and you'll see that we have a new layout. It's subtly different than the traditional product page layout, but you can see the total value of the assembled products. You can see the discounted price, a detailed description, and right here a grid view of all the items which are included in this particular bundle. We don't have any limits on that, so this is a bundle with a lot of different products included.
And then when you click on one of those bundles, it'll show, is it that it is part of a bundle? Let's find out live, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think that is included anywhere quite yet, but we can do that. And intend to. But this is the functionality to support this is all present on the site, and we are.
This is something creators could start doing today.
Creators can start essentially proposing and requesting bundles at this time. So it is an admin-facing feature where Superhive staff can assemble bundles and set a price and include products from a single creator or from a group of creators all at once. It can be a 2-product bundle or a 200 product bundle. We can put these together right now, and we're in the process of kind of figuring out strategies for promoting these to customers, or where to appropriately surface them throughout the marketplace for customers to discover, and so on. So creators are invited to engage with us and essentially propose new bundle ideas or request bundles
collaborating with other creators, right? Of like, hey, you kind of have a complementary product to mine. What if we teamed up and offered this kind of killer bundle?
Love that. Would love to see a lot of that sort of thing happening in the future. I think it's a great win-win for many creators, customers. Very clearly, if there's anything that we've learned in the past 12 months, really, it's that customers love this. Customers eat this up. They want to take advantage of these savings opportunities. They like all these products and the convenience of being able to purchase a bunch of desirable items all at once for a discounted price is very desirable, and high conversion rates. We see low refund rates. We see customers being very satisfied and coming back looking for more bundles. So this is something that we want to do a lot more of, encourage creators to start getting creative and think about it. There's a time in the future where we may introduce it as a creator-facing feature, where a creator could potentially be able to assemble their own bundles from their own portfolio of products. At this time, it's admin-facing only, so you have to kind of connect with us, and we will discuss bundle opportunities. And we're going to kind of see where this goes. But I do look at it as one of the key changes for the entire marketplace in 2025. And a turning point where we're going to be placing an emphasis on new things going forward.
I love it. And to start that process, to pitch that's just support at superhivemarket.com.
Yeah, that works as good as anything. Yeah, mention me if you want to. I'd be happy to engage in the discussion. But it's myself and our head of community support, Amber, and our head of marketing, Jason. We're all working together to kind of figure out the best ways to go forward, the best bundles to launch.
I think that's a good testament. I know we're interviewing each other in a sense of working for the same company, but we're a small team. We're trying to figure this out. We're doing things that don't scale initially. We're trying to do the crawl, walk, run, and having collaboration with creators and community to really help us figure out what works best. Because sometimes we don't know, right? So we're trying to also navigate this with you to understand what everyone is craving, and then if we get it, we don't want to get it wrong, so we want to have early conversations with people, and instead of just going in the dark and developing a feature for 6 months and then posting it and be like, oh, that's not what you wanted. Oh, all right, crap.
Right. Yeah, our dev team we've taken great pains to kind of change our development cycles to shrink the timelines, to accelerate the pace of iterations, to crawl, walk, run, just like you said. Instead of we do have a bit of a history in the longer past of like coming down from the mountain with the feature that we've worked on for a year that's finally done, but nothing changed in that time. Now we're trying to make constant changes, much smaller iterative improvements. And I think it's making a big difference because creators are beginning to realize the value as we ship new improvements. We're getting feedback. The tighter feedback loops are very, very helpful.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, when you're deciding to build something, how do you kind of choose what to build or what to say no to?
Yeah, that's a magic question, Wes. Everybody would like to know that. And that's really the job at the end of the day is making those difficult decisions. And there's a lot of different signals which are considered. I'm looking all over the place to try and understand what is necessary to move this platform forward and accomplish our goals, which is really the success of the creators on this platform. That's really what we're invested in. And so that's our guiding light. If this is going to help our creators be more successful, help them to prosper, help them to achieve their goals, then it's something that we want to take seriously and consider doing. So first and foremost, the most important thing I'm looking at is the actual end results which come from the changes that we make. And so I'm looking at our orders and our sales reports and very detailed trends. So I live in our database and just study the effect of changes on our site and how that affects customer buying behavior and
I was going to
what
say,
parts of the site.
to interject, like that's, I think one of the things that are really excited that you bring to the team where, Jonathan and I think through history, just very gut driven, for better or for worse. And we'll, kind of that entrepreneurial, like, yeah, no, this is where it's got to go. And you might go, well, what data have you looked at? We're like, God, we'd feel that in our bones. We can sense it. And I really appreciate some of the objective kind of data and analytics that you bring to some of these decisions that, and conversations that I've seen with creators where they'll also have those same kind of gut feelings as maybe founders and people who have small, middle, large endeavors that are close to it might sense or feel, and you're able to kind of come at it with a fresh, objective angle.
I understand, and I think I mean, to your credit, your instincts have been right more often than they've been wrong in your history. But I do think that, especially given the scale that we're operating, the number of people that we're serving, the responsibility that we have and take very seriously, it's important for us to rely on empirical evidence for the choices that we're making. And so I just take that responsibility very seriously. And want to challenge ourselves all the time, whatever our assumptions are. Like, are we sure that that's the case? And there are examples of cases that in recent memory where I've even my assumptions have been wrong. Like, and I've run experiments and said, I'm sure that this is going to work. I know that this is going to move the needle, and then it didn't, and I was wrong. But fortunately, the experiments were fairly small scale. For example, last year, Jason and I did an experiment looking at ways to re-engage customers who had wish listed certain products. And we learned a lot from the process. We ran a whole series of experiments to try and see if those customers could be won back and say, here's a special offer on this wish listed item. And we expected it to be a big splash, and it was really a small splash in the end. So again, we learned, but we kept the experiment small. We recorded what we did, and we were able to kind of quantify the value that was there and whether it was worthy of larger investment. And that's kind of the strategy that we bring to product development is run experiments, study our data, look at the real results they were getting, and run small experiments as much as we can to see whether this is actually fruitful. Like when we introduced the creator spotlight series in our emails, we just ran initial experiments. We put together some emails to our list to see what the ROI was. We did it with some of our own offerings first. We often dog food these features by promoting like a CG cookie offering or an Orange Turbine product initially to see whether this is fruitful and a valuable feature. And then if it is, then we roll it out to other creators and begin offering it. And that was fruitful. The Creator Spotlight series proved to have very high ROI and has consistently ever since. So it was an experiment that kind of worked out and we retained. And so the other signals like that we look at, first of all, I look at sales, I look at user behavior, I look at traffic patterns across the site, I try to see what's going on. And then we have a very extensive feedback database that we receive from both customers and creators and staff alike. So I have all of that kind of sorted and organized and associated with all the development opportunities.
So I imagine you have like 10 monitors on the opposite side of your camera right now that are watching each of those things, and little alarms and buzzers that will notify you if this, something's wrong with the matrix here, and be able to adjust, right?
Right. I'd love to have that picture. Yes, that's a little too chaotic for that sounds like being at home with all the kids. That's just noise and signals from every direction right now. But at work, limit it to just 3 monitors. So I'm a simple man.
Hang in there. Life will get better, right?
Yeah. Right. We do record a lot of user feedback and kind of annotate it and associate it with the development opportunities. We're able to quantify the demand or requests volume for certain features, so I can look and see the frequency that certain things are being asked for and sort them based on volume. And that's not the sole determination. There are some things asked for a lot, which actually aren't very impactful, but largely it does influence the direction that we go based on the severity of an issue.
Yeah, that's key, right? So, from the customer creator perspective, you might be like, wow, I'm seeing 10 people ask, why haven't we moved this button? And to their point, it's not that hard to move a button. Just move the button. Look at majority has spoken, move the button.
Right.
But then, internally, obviously, we are a small team and we're managing a fire hose of priorities and things. So it does make that less attractive for us to implement, because that ultimately we're not seeing any objective data or that would help that support to have a large impact on creator success or customer improved experience, right?
Right. I know it's one of the harder parts of the job, Wes, because my personality is a pleaser, and I want to make everyone happy. And so when customer support comes to me and asks for one thing to make their lives easier, and then customers come and ask for something that they're frustrated with, and the creators ask for something that they really, really want and need, and affiliates ask for something that's really frustrating them, and then marketing needs something else from me as well at the same time, and I can only say yes to one of them, I'm tormented. I'm tormented by this, Wes.
Well, if you were not tormented, I think we would end up with MySpace, right? So if I were I really want the flaming, spinning skull on the front page of Superhive that auto plays Nickelback when everyone joins the site, please make that happen, right?
We can try. Let's run an experiment.
Yeah. We'll run some A/B tests, see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, if it works, if you see Nickelback playing on the site tomorrow, you'll know it's because I looked at the data.
We've obtained the licensing for it, and they are supportive of Superhive.
Yes, and that I looked at the data and saw that sales resulted. So, we're good.
Oh, wow. So kind of then bringing us back to, something that maybe we listened to some of the data, we had some gut feeling, we intermixed all those monitors kind of were signaling something that kind of led to something that we just pushed out recently called public coupons, or customers might see it deals. Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this feature because it's unique. It's a little bit different. I actually do spend a lot of time, we talked about signals before, I spent a lot of time studying other marketplaces. So Superhive Market is not the only digital marketplace that exists on the internet, actually.
Wait, what?
It's not the only one. It's the only one that is
You guys
Blender
told me we're the
focused.
only ones.
It's the only Blender focused digital marketplace that you're going to find, but many others that are functionally similar exist all the way up from Amazon all down to others that exist in our industry. They're very niche. The concept of like a multi-vendor marketplace is well tested and has existed on many years online. And I've been a part of many others before being associated with this one. And so I study a lot of those to kind of
And I'll say people who
understand.
are listening, like when you hear Kyle say that, you might be like, yeah, sure, I get it. You're saying that you study, but do you have your mug like handy?
Which mug?
The spreadsheet mug?
Oh no, not the the
Yeah,
spreadsheets
when we
mug.
first met Kyle, he was drinking out of a mug that says, I think he says, I love spreadsheets or something like that, right?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
Just
was
to
a
give a
gift from a
true testament,
coworker.
like this is Kyle's DNA. Like it's not, something that we're obviously saying for show.
Well, thank you for saying that, Wes. I take it seriously. I think it's our responsibility. Like we are stewards of this platform, and we have to give it our very best. We can't. We have no excuse for doing anything but our best. And I think it's our responsibility to kind of understand how others are solving the same problems that we're dealing with, because there are not many problems that we face in the Superhive market that others are not experiencing and haven't already been solved by other people. So I spent a lot of time kind of analyzing, like, okay, how does a marketplace like Envato or a marketplace like Creative Market or Etsy or something like that, it's just like very different but functionally similar websites, how did they solve this problem? And so that's one of the insights that I take away. And anyway, coming back to public coupons, it's something that excites me because it's kind of unique. There aren't a lot of examples of this sort of approach. So it's on the more novel side for a marketplace like this, but it serves a variety of purposes that I think are very helpful for both our customers and creators alike. So the idea is that we've had coupons available on the site for a long time. The ability for a creator to kind of create a unique coupon code. Customers can use at checkout to get a discount on whatever they're buying. And we even last year introduced affiliate coupons to allow creators to kind of associate a coupon with an affiliate and get those promoted elsewhere on the internet and further drive even more business from like influencers and marketers online. But we just introduced yesterday, as of time of recording today,
Like
just now, we just released it after a few months of iteration to make the feature work right. The ability to publicize one of these coupons. And this is basically to take it from being like a secret code that only you know about and you're responsible for disseminating and promoting to the world, to being one that is publicly visible on a new page on our site. So if you go to superhivemarket.com/deals, I think I can
see if we can screenshot.
I can share that real quick with the old
And so what I like about these, you kind of notice
share
with some of
button.
these marketplace features is that obviously we are responsible and we're doing our best ability to connect the two audiences, customers and creators, but also with the ability to create these vessels to encourage more visibility to your business and product. It's also on us, but it also gives opportunities for creators to help promote, like, hey everybody, here's a public coupon I have on Superhive that is showing if you purchase one of my products, maybe you can get another one for a certain discount, or holy cow, the first 50 redemptions get a killer deal on my new launch product that I'm doing, or hey, I have a really old 2 years dusty product that I just breathe some life into, and I want to bring some attention to it. I can see this also helping be another tool within the entire tool set to help them out.
Exactly. Yeah. There are a variety of things that can be done with this. It's kind of a new forum through which creators can gain visibility and compete for placement and get new customer exposure for their offering. So once you publish a coupon, you will get the coupon will appear on this page. So superhivemarket.com/deals.
And that's
There's a
available in
new
the drop down there, right?
in the drop down, you'll see special deals is available to customers. This is how they're discovering it so far. And you'll see every deal gets published individually with a custom image that you add with your own custom description. It'll show the amount off, how many items are included, in this particular offer. Looks like we got a lot of single item offers here.
And kind of
Let's
to the
see.
testament of like, well, wait, I need to sort and filter this. And when we intentionally discuss that as a team,
Yeah.
instead of spending that effort up front, let's see how this is received first and kind of make sure that we are responding to the needs of both customers and creators. And I think so far we're pretty, at least for myself, impressed with how quickly this page is filled up. I think, we didn't know. Would we end up with 3? Would we end up with 300?
Right.
We
Yeah.
didn't know.
Would anybody try and do this? Yeah, but so far, like creators have been embracing it. We've communicated just yesterday to a lot of creators about the feature. So many of them have been going in. We've got over 50 coupons published and within less than 24 hours. And so this is what a customer sees when they visit an individual deal. You will see the custom description. You'll see the creator that it's from. You have the ability to just click and copy the code if you want to head over to the checkout. This will show a grid of all the items which are included in that particular bundle. And also for
Or
further
in
discovery,
particular,
if you visit an individual coupon, you will see a product, I should say, you will see it's available in this deal. That would take you back to where we just were. So there are two avenues through which customers can discover these special offers, either by discovering it in the product sidebar or in the the nav menu. And so we're hopeful that this can accomplish a couple things. For one, this is a new place on the site that's exciting for customers to go because customers love deals. And so we can direct a lot of attention towards here. And this is hopefully going to drive a lot of like repeat visits from customers, give customers a sense that I need to keep checking that. I need to go back and see if there are any new deals. I'm on the site again, and maybe just while I'm here, I'm going to check the deals page and see if there's anything good. We need a little more of that on the Superhive marketplace right now to get customers excited and looking for things and browsing and coming back with greater frequency. So this is hopefully achieving that end to some extent. And another is some of the ways that these coupon offers can be used. For example, they can be used to reward past customers. You can publish a coupon that has requirements. Let's see if we can find an example of a published one. I know that we did.
CG Cookie did one, right?
We did some CG Cookie ones. Let's see. I like the
Off-road has a contingency, right?
Yeah, right. So this is an example of getting 25% off of the off-road course if you've already purchased the Blender Animation Bootcamp. So these can be published as a way to kind of reward past customers and expose them to other products that you may have. And so there's a lot of creators who have like a flagship product, a very popular product that has a lot of name recognition and is owned by many customers, but they're struggling to kind of expose those same customers to their additional offerings, all the other products that they have in their portfolio. So this is an
Like an
avenue to
example for
expose
us,
those.
right? With Orange Turbine, I mean, we could say that our tentpole product is Retopoflow. So we might be able to go, if you purchase Retopoflow, we try to, you could link together additional products, or maybe we do that. What a kind of a neat way to, basically, yeah, you're walking into my shop and you're here for this big shiny thing that you know us for. But did you also know that we do these other things? So it's another thing to kind of help edify the customer base who's new to your brand, or maybe just knows you just for a single thing, may not know you for all these other really rad things.
Right.
Expose you.
Right. Yeah. It's a great way to kind of run a special deal on a wide selection of the items that you offer. We, as admins on the site, have the ability to run cross creator offers. So an individual creator, you can create a public coupon right now that's everything that you own, all the products that you own. You can specify individual ones or a selection of them or all of them, all the products that you own under your creator account. But we are able to also, by request or of our own volition, create coupon offers which span multiple or many different creators, essentially the whole catalog. So we could create a coupon offer that's on all courses in a given category, or
yeah, we might
HDRI
just say,
tools.
hey, Nathan or 80, you guys want to collab on something? And but that would be set up through, again, just reach out to support@superhivemarket.com and help facilitate that for those creators.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of cool ways that this could potentially be used. really hoping that it draws a lot of customers back, really hoping it gives creators another creative marketing outlet, which has been a key takeaway from my analysis of how this platform has grown and the struggles that we've experienced in recent years. There's a lot of endeavoring creators looking for new ways to kind of grow their business and promote what they have and do some marketing. And many of them have felt a little powerless at times. Like there's just not much I can do. I don't know what to do to like further promote my product. We're given one more avenue through which you can creatively try and put a spotlight
It's
on
the
what
old
you have.
build it and they will come thing kind of doesn't necessarily apply, right? There's a
Right.
little bit of, I always kind of say too, the easiest thing is having the idea. The second easiest thing is building that idea. And then it just keeps getting harder. And
Yeah.
once your product is out there, then the really hard part is sustaining it and making it into a thing. That's really where the creative, in my experience, the work has been the most unknown and most challenging. The exciting part is building the thing. There's that the curve. I forget what that's called, but basically the life cycle of a project.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, it gets really tough when you get it out there, your excitement, then you kind of think, it's just going to go. And some cases it does. Those are kind of the unicorns. And we do hope at Superhive that we're trying to facilitate the biggest opportunity for that to happen out of the gate, right? With the exposure, with the amount of traffic, the marketplace effect, things like that. We're trying to expose to brand new creators, to, well-experienced creators when they're releasing new products. But there really is the hard part on ourselves, because I say ourselves as creators, because the good thing about what I love about our relationship with our projects within Autotroph is that we are also creators on the thing. So we have Orange Turbine, the creator of different blender add-ons and tools. We have CG Cookie, who is also having a la carte training. So we are trying to solve and the same challenges that other creators approach.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. We feel like that we're right alongside our creators, invested in their success and relating together.
And so I think I really enjoy a lot of our creator conversations where I feel like we're pretty, open, and obviously trying to be as a people first company where we'll share it immediately out collaboratively with other creators. It's not a us versus you, it's us in the Blender community, our community, and how can we best all survive and contribute positively back to the thing that enables all of us to do what we do.
That's right.
Anyways, that was soapbox off. Okay, now I know we're a little short on time. Is there anything, without spoiling or kind of adhering yourself to making it happen? Is there anything that you can kind of tease out or be excited about coming for the future for the Superhive platform?
Gosh, Wes, there's so much that I'm genuinely excited about. When I look ahead, there's a lot that gives me tons of optimism that our best days as a company, a platform, and a community are ahead of us still. But when we narrow our focus just to the site specifically and the improvements that are coming, for one, I really do think that the new selling tools that we have implemented and are in the process of implementing this year are going to be a big driver of change, positive change and growth. So we've released the bundles feature already, but we've only slowly begun to start using it, and that's going to get turned up even more in the future. So a lot more bundles coming out. That's going to be a big change. The public coupons feature just launched yesterday, and customers don't even know about it. Some of them are organically stumbling across it right now, and we're already seeing sales come in from it. But far and large, our large customer base does not know that this exists, and I can't wait to see what happens when they discover it. That we are introducing a feature for this has long been requested, the ability for creators to put their items on sale and just basically mark an item as on sale, temporarily discounted, set start and end dates for individual items or selections of items all at once, and have a sale.
Because previously, right, it's been the hope on the marketplace to kind of offer those sales, right?
Correct. Yeah, we would have for recent years mostly quarterly sale events, that creators could opt into. And now, in the very near future, we're going to make it possible for creators to run their own sale events. And those would be recognized throughout the site as items that are on sale. Customers would have discovery tools for looking specifically for items that are on sale. They would be able to see when the sales expire, etc. Creators have been creatively attempting to kind of do this on their own in the past. We're making it much easier. We're making it as simple as a few clicks to kind of put items on sale. And we have built-in safeguards to ensure that those sales cannot overlap with a site-wide sale event, because we will still be organizing those periodically. So if the Superhive site is running a major sale event, your items can't be put on a different sale. But outside of those dates, which are very few, creators will be able to put items on sale at their own whims. And that's pretty exciting. So the sales and the bundles and the public coupons are some of the bigger like selling tools that are like the more noteworthy changes in 2025 that I think are really going to drive growth in the future. We also have like a bit of an advertising system that is in the works. It is largely feature available now, but only being used to a limited degree. But it's been kind of driven by marketing, and we're iteratively improving it, and it's becoming increasingly sophisticated. But we have heard time and time again from motivated creators who really want to grow their business, gain additional exposure, that we have such limited outlet for them to accomplish that and get like their new stuff in front of customers. That's what everybody wants to do. So we're introducing some advertising features that will give creators some new avenue through which you can like get your stuff in front of the customers who might be interested.
The quote from as you're discussing, and if you guys don't know me now, I usually interject humor whenever I can and to segue people. But the Ready Player One, when they're discussing advertising, when they want to buy the Oasis, he's like, studies have shown that we can fill the screen up of 80% of advertisements, and the player does not mind. That's not where we're going after, but to the point of because I think the coveted front page, which is something that maybe we can talk on briefly of what that means, because even us internally, there's a sentiment that if you try to always get on the front page, and we're trying to not dilute that, but to give other different opportunities and to show and educate everyone that you can still be very successful without being on the front page on Superhive Market.
Right. Yeah, the front page it tends to be a contentious topic, but for us, we look at it I think a little bit differently, because we have access to all the insights and can see the actual results from the homepage changes. But like you said, we're hoping to kind of broaden the opportunities and the change the focus a little bit to much more targeted approaches. So with like the advertising opportunity, that's an example of something where, we can identify places throughout the site, because this is a large website. This is not a one-page website, folks. So there's a lot of different places in which, right. So it's not just one, it's 7. There's a lot of places where you can surface something that is relevant to a potential customer and delight them as they discover something that they didn't know about, and get them to proceed with additional purchases. Not just the homepage. The homepage gets a lot of focus, but it doesn't tend to be quite as impactful as one might assume. Generally, it's the highest traffic page, but not by a lot, not by a dramatic margin. Actually, it's kind of like it's not the actual sole gateway to the site for everyone. Many customers land on the site through other pages and never see the homepage. There's a large segment of site visitors who don't see the homepage at all, because they entered the site through a different avenue and continue to use the search and browsing features without ever even encountering the homepage. So that's a large segment. Search is always primary as well. Search is more popular and used by more customers, and also more valuable because searching customers have higher buyer intent than the browsing customers looking at those, whatever happens to be serviced on the homepage. And so we want to emphasize search because customers want to use that. They're more frequently coming with a purpose than casually just seeing what happens to be there. And so we want to lean into search, place the emphasis on there and make sure that the results are really good. That is higher value. And also those customers are more likely to follow through and complete a purchase as it is. And then the rest, the truth is, it can look funny at times, but ultimately the results are not that bad for the current arrangement. And by results, like what we care about, what we think is important in like the sections on the homepage or on our main category pages that kind of dynamically surface specific types of products meeting certain criteria, like popular items, top rated items, new items, etc. We want those to be sufficient variety, and we want them to surface good products, good items that customers actually consistently are satisfied with, that they want to buy. So if we are showing customers things that they like, that are good quality, that they want to buy, they're going to be continuing to be customers and value visiting this marketplace, purchasing from here. So those are things that those are boxes that we're checking pretty consistently, more often than not. And so mostly the sales impact of the homepage is not as great as one might assume. And also it is functionally working, at least for customers. And so it's one of those areas where we kind of like argue about it and we think this could be more sophisticated, this could be a little better, but not a lot is gained by tweaking that excessively. Mm-hmm. Although there are tweaks coming in the future. We're definitely not abandoning that. We're not saying there is no value.
I think with anything I've learned, and I'm sure you're a student of as well, it's definitely never a set it and forget it approach.
Right.
In platform development. And
absolutely.
We're constantly always kind of relooking at things. And I really appreciate you kind of taking a moment on talking about the homepage of Superhive Market or any other homepages of marketplaces and stuff, and kind of some of the theology behind it and kind of what it means or what does not mean. And even like I said, some of those objective signals that we talked about at the very beginning are showing us that while one of the highest traffic sites, but there's a lot of other opportunities out there. Like I said, people are coming in, hitting category landing pages, they're hitting product pages, and then they're jumping to search. And there's, as we know, there's thousands and thousands of ways to walk through a store once you're through the front door. Is there anything, that you would love to share directly with Superhive users? Kind of like a closing message. I'm like closing something, say something profound. It has to be profound. It has to be impactful and shareable and, all these things.
Right. Okay. Well, next time I'll have I'll have something more poetic to prepare, to have prepared. But for now, I think that like the message I want to get across is that we, my coworkers and I, are truly invested in your success. Whether whatever user you are of the platform, largely we serve the creators trying to sell on the marketplace, but we are striving to create a platform that serves you and your needs and helps you to prosper and achieve your dreams and goals. And to that end, we want to develop closer relationships with you. So when creators watching this, affiliates, even customers, we want to get to know you better. We want you to feel even more entitled to our attention, as scary as that can be, because we've got so much to do and already a lot of people we're talking to. But I want to encourage anybody listening to this to feel okay reaching out to us. There's just a small number of humans behind this whole endeavor, but we want to get to know you and serve you personally. I want to have conversations one-on-one with you about what you're actually trying to achieve and strategies for growing your products and getting more exposure and making them better, and for finding the items that you want and need, or for establishing better relationships across this marketplace and all this. So think of us as partners in your success, not just the technical people administering the platform, but actual humans here to serve you who are invested in your journey. Please do contact me. You can email me, Maurer at autotroph.com directly if you want to. You can email the support team. There's a Discord channel where a lot of engagement can happen as well. So just talk with us directly, and let's communicate.
That was really profound. Good job, Cal. I would say to build on that sentiment is that this is a collaborative thing. We do really want to hear from you, and if you're hesitant to reach out, or if there's something, either whether it's a paper cut, I'm kind of feeling this way, email us and check out and have a conversation. We want to talk with you to make sure if that actually is a paper cut, or understand it. To even if you're having a great time and you're really enjoying it, share that with other creators. Look at it as a really kind of a wholesome community of, hopefully, a community of safety, of trust, that we can share things with each other as creators, fellow Blender creators in this community that's all surrounding Blender, the things that we're building around. Great. Well, thanks for joining us on the first Inside the Hive. If you enjoyed this episode, stick around. I have no idea if we'll do another one, but this was fun nonetheless to have a conversation with Kyle to kind of talk about into how we work, the people, and the ideas behind Autotroph, the people behind all of this. So until next time, keep creating, be curious, and we'll see you back in the Hive. Thanks so much. Thanks, Kyle.
See ya.